You understood every word they said, but your own words stayed locked inside. This is not because you are slow. This is something else. Maybe it happened in a meeting, maybe in an interview. Maybe a foreigner stopped you on the street to ask for directions and you knew exactly what they said. You knew the answer too, but when you opened your mouth, nothing came out. Just silence. A small, painful silence that felt like it lasted forever. You smiled, you nodded, you said maybe one broken word, and then the moment passed the way it always passes, taking something with it. Another chance, another small piece of your confidence. You have felt this so many times. Let me tell you what it really means. It means your heart starts racing before you even speak. It means you rehearse the sentence in your head again and again, and it sounds perfect there, it sounds smooth, it sounds smart. But your mouth will not say it. So you smile, and you stay quiet, and the moment moves on without you. You go home and you think about it all night. You replay what you should have said. You imagine the version of yourself who spoke up, who answered clearly, who did not freeze. That version feels so close. But somehow, every time it matters, she disappears. This is the strange pain of being someone who understands everything and says almost nothing. You watch movies without subtitles. You read articles, emails, messages, all in English, all with ease. In your mind, you are fluent, but the moment your voice is needed, fear walks in first, and your voice waits outside the door. Every silence felt safe. But silence was never free, it had a price. And you have been paying that price quietly for a long time without even telling anyone. But here is something no one ever told you about that fear. You think bad English is your problem. It is not. Silent practice is your problem. You did not fail at learning, you only never tried speaking. Understanding is not the finish line. Understanding is only the starting line. You have already done the hardest part. Your brain already holds the grammar, the vocabulary, the meaning of thousands of sentences. What it does not hold yet is the muscle memory of saying them out loud without fear in real time. This is not an intelligence problem. This is a practice problem. And practice problems have one solution: practice. Now that you understand the real problem, let me show you the real solution. I want to give you a method. A simple one. Not an app, not a course. Just 3 small steps you can start today with nothing but your own voice and 2 minutes of your time. Step 1 is hearing. Before you can speak a sentence well, you must hear it clearly. Choose one short sentence each day, from a video, a song, a conversation. Listen to it twice. Notice the rhythm. Notice where the voice goes up and where it goes down. This is called shadowing, and it is the bridge between understanding and speaking. Step 2 is saying it out loud. Alone, no audience, no pressure. Just you and that one sentence. Say it slowly the first time, then a little faster. Let your mouth feel the shape of the words. This feels strange at first. That strangeness is not failure. That strangeness is your mouth learning something new. Step 3 is repeating it again tomorrow with a new sentence added. 1 sentence becomes 2. 2 becomes 5. 5 becomes a habit. This is how a voice grows. Not in one giant leap, but in small repeated steps that quietly build on each other. You do not need a perfect moment to do this. You can speak while you cook. You can narrate your walk to work in simple English, describing what you see. You can record one short voice note every night, just for yourself, saying one thing about your day. No one needs to hear it but you. By day 10 of doing this, something small shifts. Your mouth stops feeling foreign when it makes these sounds. Sentences that used to feel heavy start to feel lighter. By day 30, you notice you are not translating in your head anymore. The words are simply there, waiting, ready. By day 60, something deeper changes. You stop thinking of yourself as someone learning English. You start thinking of yourself as someone who speaks English, imperfectly but freely. That shift from learner to speaker is the real victory. And it happens quietly, in your own room, long before anyone else notices it. Someone with your same dream started this yesterday. They are already one day ahead of you. The only difference between you and them is that they began. I want to tell you about someone who did exactly this. Her name was Mira. She was from a small town, the kind of place where everyone knew everyone. And English was something you read in books, not something you spoke out loud. She dreamed of working in a big city company, the kind of job her cousins talked about with pride. But every time she imagined the interview, her stomach turned. She had failed one already. She remembered sitting across from the interviewer, understanding every question perfectly and answering in short, broken pieces, watching his face change as she struggled. She left that room feeling small. She thought maybe she was simply not smart enough for that world. For weeks after, she avoided anything in English. She told herself it was not for her. She told herself some people are just born confident and she was not one of them. Then one night, unable to sleep, she stood in front of her mirror, not to fix her hair, just to look at herself. And quietly, almost as a joke, she said one English sentence out loud, just one. Her voice sounded strange to her own ears, but no one was there to laugh. So she did it again the next night, and the next. At first, she only spoke to her mirror. No one was there to judge her, just her voice and her courage slowly growing in that small room. Weeks passed. Her sentences became longer. Her voice became steadier. She started speaking to herself while walking, while cooking, while waiting for the bus. People around her did not know what she was doing. They only noticed she seemed different, calmer, stronger. 6 months later, she walked into another interview. Her accent was still there. Her grammar was not perfect. But her voice did not disappear this time. She answered every question fully, clearly, in her own words. She got the job. If she can do this, so can you. There is another story I think about often. A man named Daniel, 45 years old, a father of 2, who believed his time for learning had passed. He thought English was a young person's game. But he started the same way Mira did, quietly, privately, one sentence at a time, spoken alone in his car before work. Months later, at a family gathering, his children sat in shock as he calmly spoke English with a foreign relative, explaining, laughing, holding a full conversation. His daughter asked him later how he learned. He told her the truth. He did not learn it all at once. He simply stopped staying silent. Time passed for them the same way it passes for you. The difference was what they did with it. Now I know some of you are already thinking of reasons this will not work for you. Some of you are thinking, I am too old for this. I understand why you think that, but your mouth still works exactly the same way it did at 20. Age does not take away your ability to speak. Only silence does that. Some of you are thinking, I have no time. 2 minutes a day is enough time. You already have 2 minutes. You spend more than that scrolling without even noticing. Some of you are thinking, I have no one to practice with. You do not need a partner yet. You need a mirror and your own willingness to feel a little strange for a while. Some of you are thinking, I already tried this before and it did not work. Maybe you tried an app. Maybe you tried memorizing rules. This is different. This is not about knowing more. This is about speaking more. Some of you are thinking, what if people laugh at my accent? Some people might. But the people whose opinion matters will not be laughing. They will be listening to what you have to say, not how perfectly you say it. Every excuse feels true today, but none of them will feel true a year from now when you look back. But something else will happen that no one warns you about. Somewhere around week 4 or week 6, the progress you felt at the beginning will seem to disappear. You will speak your sentence and it will feel exactly as hard as it did on day 1. You might think nothing is working. You might think you are simply not good at this. This is the moment most people quit. Not because the method failed, but because growth, especially with something as personal as your own voice, is not a straight line. It moves forward, it pauses. It sometimes feels like it goes backward, and then it moves forward again. One day you will feel stuck. Nothing will feel different. That is not the end, that is the middle. When this happens, do not try to push harder. Go smaller instead. Return to one simple sentence. Say it slowly. Remind yourself why you started. The growth is still happening underneath, quietly, even when you cannot see it, the same way a plant grows underground before it ever breaks the surface. Most people quit exactly here. The ones who keep going are not stronger. They are just still moving. So let all of that go and imagine something with me. Imagine 6 months from today, you are sitting in a meeting. Someone asks for your opinion. You understand the question completely, and instead of freezing, you open your mouth and the words simply come. Your accent is still there. Your sentence is not perfect, but your ideas come out clearly and people listen. Imagine sitting at a family dinner and a relative who lives abroad asks you a question in English. You answer without translating in your head first. Your family looks at you with quiet surprise. Something in their eyes tells you they are proud. Imagine standing in an airport in a new country asking for directions and understanding the answer and responding without panic. The fear that used to live in your chest in moments like this is simply not there anymore. Imagine meeting someone new, someone who only speaks English, and instead of staying silent in the corner of the room, you walk over and start a conversation. You laugh together. You feel for the first time like the language is not a wall between you and the world. It is a door. 1 year from today, you will be somewhere. The only question is where. That day is coming, but it will only come if we walk it together. You are not the only quiet one. Thousands of us were quiet too. We sat in the same silence, felt the same fear, replayed the same unsaid sentences late at night. You are not broken, and you are not alone in this. Tell me in the comments one word you will say out loud today. Just one. Write it down where I can see it. Tomorrow, come back and tell me what happened when you said it. Let us build this one small voice at a time until none of us are silent anymore. Someone reading the comments tomorrow might need to see that you already started. So today I want you to make a commitment to yourself. Say this with me, out loud, right now, wherever you are. My voice already works. I was only waiting for courage. And today, courage arrived. You did not come to this video to learn another grammar rule. You came here carrying a silence you were tired of holding. That silence is not who you are. It was only a habit, a fear, a moment that repeated itself too many times. You are not someone who cannot speak English. You are someone who is learning to speak it, one sentence at a time, starting tonight, in front of your own mirror if you need to. And this is not only about English. This is about every place in your life where you have stayed quiet out of fear. Every time you held back an opinion, a question, a dream, because you were afraid of how it would sound. Every day you delay, the story you tell yourself gets stronger. Today, you write a new one. So speak tonight. Even if your voice shakes, even if no one is listening but you. Because the version of you who finally speaks is already inside you, waiting for permission. And today, you gave it to her.